Department, K.B.N college. And we have to discuss about the sales and distribution management, which the paper really belongs to the fifth semester BBA honors. Let me come to the what is the unit one introduction to sales management. Let what the topics you are going to cover in the under the first unit. That is introduction, nature, scope, objectives, functions, and types of selling, selling skills, and selling process, and different types of organizations of the selling related. Here, before going to enter into the subject, we have to learn about what is the importance of sales. Without having the sales, no organization can survive in the market. How? Because of this, say, because of sales only, the organization will survive in the market. Means manufacturing of the goods, the ultimate manufacturing of the goods is aimed to sell the goods. What is the main purpose of the selling? To attain certain profit. Again, the profit what we earn, a part of that is reinvested to the purchase of the raw materials. Then this is the cyclical process of the production. Means of that, let me how to know about the what is meant by the sales management. Here, what is meant by the management? Management is different from different types of human resource management, financial management, production management. Like that, the management of what is the common. But here we are going to learn about the management which is purely related to the sales. We can understand, you can easily understand what is the sales, how we have to manage, how we have to maximize the sales, how we have to compete with the competitor product. These are all we are going to learn in coming units and a part of it in the first unit. Let me look at that. Sales management is originally said to be a function of directing the efforts of the sales force of the business. Here, sales force. What is one of the sales force? Means you can simply remember it is the department of sales. The persons, those who are related or indulged or included or emerged in the sales department is called as the sales force. The sales force word is repeatedly coming again and again. We have to come to the up to the end of the fifth unit. First of all, you should remember what is sales force means. The persons and activities those who are involved in the sales is called as the sales force. In modern times, the word use of the sales function found to be more popular in the business. Look at that AMA, American Marketing Association. This word is important in interviews also. What is the abbreviation of AMA? American Marketing Association defines sales management is the planning, directing, and controlling of selling of business units. Look at that. Up to that we have to discuss. Salesman is the planning, means how to sell, maximize the sales, and directing what way, and controlling. You see, while we are directing, we have planned on the paper. This is the way we have to increase the sales. But while we are going through the practical, that might be different to that. Whatever you are making the paper, planning is may not possible to implement in the controlling of the cell. We have to control what the directions we have to make it control of selling of the business unit, including recruiting, selecting, training, equipment, assigning, routing, supervising, paying and motivating as these tasks. Look at that recruiting. Here recruiting means what do you mean by the recruitment? In human resource management, the recruitment is somewhat different and it is a part and parcel of the recruitment. Stimulate the employees, stimulating the people to apply for the job is called recruiting. The person those who are applied for recruit job, of that we have to selecting. Here what is the selecting? This is the chapter here, this is the topic we are going to discuss in the around fourth unit. Selecting. How we have to select? The selection is very much great task of the selecting people, means that HR manager. You see, the salespeople, suppose you are going to appoint a salesperson. The salesperson appointed in the Jaguar showroom, Jaguar car showroom, is deferred to the pesticide selling force. The salesman purely belongs to the pesticides. He is quite different to the Jaguar car showroom selling price. Both we call titled as the job title is the sales representative or salesman. That the word different. Here you see the selecting is some quite different and we should affix it to the nature of the product also. The area where we are going to dealing, Based on that, we have to select the people. I hope that you understand. Once I am repeating, selecting means the person, those who are going to select the employees, is purely depend upon the nature of the goods as well as the product area of the sales. Suppose you see in our Andhra Pradesh, the language what they are using in Godavari districts is somewhat different to the Rayalaseema and Telangana in Andhra Pradesh also. You see, suppose you people, those who are strictly related to the in Telangana region, if the person is appointed in the area of the Andhra Pradesh or Guntur or Godavari districts, the slang is quite different. If the salesman, whatever effort he is making to sell the product and introduce the product to the customer, the people won't understand because the slang is different. Here, selecting is also very much important. The person, those who are selecting, is very much important as well as their appointment also. Next, come to the training. As referred to the previous example, suppose you person, those who are not able to speak in English, not able to write and everything, not able to do anything, means just he is applied for the job. We are selecting where we have to appoint. If the Jaguar company or car showrooms or branded showrooms, the Tanishq showrooms, there the people, the salesmen are able to speak in English. May not be fluent, but ability to answer and ability to understand what the customer is asking. Generally, high profile people visited these Jaguar company showrooms. You see, suppose the customer is able to speak in English only, the salesman also able to respond in English. May not be fluent, but able to understand is very much important. You see, suppose the training is very much needed. You can compare this example with the pesticides. Pesticide sales representative. He has to use only local language to the customer. Then only the farmer is able to receive. So training is very much important. In what way you have to approach the customer? In what way we introduce our product? If we always praise our product, praising of our product, the customer won't believe. We have to make it comparison. What the product is competitor and what product you have the main means surplus features means what is the favorable features of our product and equipping. Here you see generally what is the equipment is required for the salesman means that is called as the here equipment means not a machinery like that means we have to give the minimum amenities provided that is gift or means the products that you are going to hand out to the customers and sample packets that is called equipping also and also giving some pamphlets and next one come to the assigning and routing. You see, the assigning and routing is very most important. In almost all points are very much important. Of that, it is assigning and routing is if this it was clashed, automatically the salesman will become the demotivated about their job. Assigning means this is called this we have to learn of the territorial division of sales management. Territorial division of sales management means the person those are appointed in the sales we restricted him to a specified area that is called assigning and routing where he has to go and for whom he has to approach. It is very much important for the sales medical representatives. Next, supervising. Here, supervising means what as a first of all you consider yourself as a sales manager of a company. The persons who are appointed is they are doing the job or not. In what way they are doing. If they are not, they are doing any mistakes or not able to reach the target, we should motivate. In what way he is committing the mistakes, we have to rectify them. First of all, we should be very familiar in that area and paying and motivating. You see, according to C.B. Memoria, in his discussions of payment strategies, he explained that paying is not only the way of the motivating. In Henry Ford, he is explaining about that stick approach and carrot approach. Mere paying will not result the motivate the employee. Means how to paying. Here paying means payment or package we call it as a payment. If the payment must be sufficient and ability to pay, equal work. That is the Henry Pale principles of management that we listen equal pay, equal work. And motivating as this task. Here what is meant by the motivating here? Here motivating is somewhat different. Suppose some employees, some sales representatives, they tried a lot to sell our product. The customer is not interested to buy our product. but they are interested to buy our competitor product. At the time, even the salespeople making their maximum efforts, but they are not reach the target. At that time, we have to reduce the target coverage. Means that is, suppose we assign him to sell 100 products per day or one month or in 1 month. If he is not able to reach the target, we reduce the target to the extent of 75 or 80. Why? Based on the circumstances, we have to reduce. That is also one type of motivation. Apply the persons to the personal here, not personal, personal of the sales force. These are all considered as the sales management. Look at that scope. What is the sales management scope? Sales forecasting and budgeting. Here, what is meant by sales forecasting? Forecasting means estimation. What is estimation? Sales forecast. You see, whatever may the product, take an example in India or elsewhere, no product has throughout year demand except necessaries. Suppose you take an example of the car industry as an example. Sales forecast. In the month of January, February, March, before introducing the budget, is gives the effect on the sales forecasting. If the coming budget, if the sales are budgeting the taxes on the car industry or iron is reduced, automatically sales will decline. If in the budget, if of the purchase of the say iron cost or taxes are increased proportionately, now we have to maximize the sales. Forecast. What is the sales? How much sales we are going to be in the market? You see some examples. In the month of January, we have the Pongal, and this is the Dasra season. Everyone is buying to some new clothes. So before that, before the purchasing of the area or region coming to that, the salesmen's or salesman or sales force people has to make the stock ready, estimate the sales, and budgeting. What is meant by the budgeting here? How much amount we have to invest? In what way we are going to return? In what the time it will take? And coming to the sales team structure. Yes, sales team structure. What is meant by the sales team structure here? The persons, those who are appointed as the sales persons in the team, in that specified area. The team means they should be cooperate to one another. Next, manpower planning and hiring. Here, manpower planning is where we all know. Hiring means, here I means appointment. You see, suppose in our area, some exhibition is started. There are stalls, they started the stalls. For the in that stalls, some people are appointed during the period of exhibition. After that, they quit off. So, how many people required? What type of people are required? What qualification they required? That is called manpower planning and hiring. Hiring means appointment and sales training. You see, here you should understand here the point is what type of sales training is needed. The approach to the customer is not at all one at the same in respect of all the goods. Once again repeating, approaching the customer is not at all same for all types of customers. Suppose the product is we are going to sell a product to the customer. First of all, you have to select what type of customer are going to approach. The treatment or introduction or introduce yourself as a salesman to the customer is quite different. If the salesman is totally uneducated, he don't know anything. If we are going to approach him, if we say he started in English, he won't accept and simply reject it. In other words, he may scold out. So what type of sales, what type of approaches the salesman has to approach the customer is very most important in sales training, as well as sales area. What is the area of the sales? You see, some high profile areas is there in villas there. If suppose you are going to sell a washing product, washing powder, in that area you are able to sell very easily Surf Excel, but not the Nirma detergent powder, because Nirma detergent powder is very much low cost and it is not at all suitable for the quality boots or shirts or pants or like that cloths. This is sales area. If the customer is, if you are going to sell a Surf Excel product, you have to select the area. Which area they have to sell? If we are selling that very low cost products, We have to select the slum areas and low income group people areas. Sales force management. Here, what do you mean by sales force management? As in the previously we discussed about the sales force. What do you mean by the sales force? Sales force means here the person those who are involved or activities you are taking as the sales is called as sales force. What we have to manage here? Total sales means the product is sold out to the customer. How we have to manage? Means we have to maintain the stock, we have to appoint the people, we have to give the training, and we have to territorial division, that is called as sales. These are all to be managed. This is called as the sales force management. Next, come to the importance of sales management. We can easily understand. You see, if we are going to discuss about the subject, without sales, is the organization can survive in the market? No. Means importance of sales management. Here, what importance we have to learn? Attains organizational goals. Here, you see, setting up goals is the great task of the sales manager. Attains of organizational goals. Without sales management, how we reach the attainment of sales organizational goal? What is the organizational goal? The organization, suppose you see in newspapers and somewhere in business, financial news lines, they are announcing that our company is going to target this kind of number of sales. As yesterday, because of the reduction in the GSTs, 30,000 cars were sold by Tata company, Suzuki company yesterday. This is their greatest record in the Maruti Suzuki company. One day they are selling 30,000 units all over India. Look at that, how great it was. You see, this is they are expecting to reach the organization goal in the financial year of 2025-26? No. But they are attained. Actually, they are planning to sell at least 10 to 20 cars per day in all over India. At least. But now they are going to reach the 30,000 cars per day they are attained. Means they are beyond the organization goals. Look at that, aids in better planning. Means what is meant by the better planning? How to sell the sales? Better planning means all we are going to sell the products in different manners. Means the planning is different to the planning is quite different to the product to product. Better planning. You see, here you should understand about the what is meant by better planning and planning. Planning is we are all know a future course of action. Better planning. Here, what is meant by better planning? What we are planned is we are implementing the planning as it is. If sudden changes in the market, we have to make change in our planning is called the better planning. Once again repeating, planning we are all know what we are planned that we are going to implement. It is going on. Where the sales is going on. Meanwhile, a new competitor entered into the market that stabilize that disturb our product sales. So there we have to change the planning. That is called better planning. Maximize the sales. Without sales management, we are not able to maximize the sales. Forecast a strong customer relationship. Foster strong customer relationship. This is called as the CRM, customer relationship management. Foster means continue strong customer relationship. How we have to maintain these strong customer relationships? It is different product to product. Means suppose in restaurants they are taking the feedback form. After receiving the feedback from what they are doing, they are recorded in the system. On the day of whatever while we are writing that they are giving a feedback form. After they are asking us to date of birth, date of marriage, and children's date of birth, like that they are calculating the data. On the day of our marriage day or birthday, whatever it may be, your spouse birthday, whatever it may be, they are sending a message. If we are going to celebrate your birthday in our restaurant, actually the restaurant belongs to them, but they are using the word in our restaurant. If you dine, we will give 30% discount. See, why they are maintaining like this? Means whenever the time when they are giving the message, they are going to celebrate our birthday. Definitely, automatically or psychologically, we have some strong relation with that restaurant. So we are attending. If you are going there, 30% discount you are giving that. Suppose you see there is a birthday, not only ourselves, only single person or only two persons are not going to attend. We are accompanied with our relatives and friends like that. the sales is increased. This is one type of customer relationship management. We discuss in detail and different types of customer relationship management in coming units. Optimize utilization of distribution channel. Optimize means maximum utilization of distribution channels. What are the distribution channels? Wholesale, manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, and consumer. Develop result in driven sales force. Driven sales force means develops a result. Means what way we have to manage the customer, in what way we have to increase the customers, develop relationship. See, driven sales force. Sales force means the person those are related as we are discussing in previous class. Next, functions of sales management. Market research. What is meant by the market research? How we have to make a market research? What is meant by the market? The customer, our product, we have conduct a physical research, means territorial research or regional research, individual research, online or offline. Suppose you make it a questionnaire regarding the Santur soup, they have previously conducted a market research. They're giving us some pamphlet. Of that, the 10 questions is included. Of how you feel about our product, why you choose our product, what requirements you have to require suggestions to make our product change. Like that, they are making some different types of questions. They are giving a sample soap as a Santur. That the time the customers conducted gave their opinions based on the collection of the large data. They simplifies and change different type of some changes in the product. Sales planning and strategies. Sale without sales management, we can't manage the sales planning and strategies. Lead generation and prospecting. What is meant by lead generation? In what way we have to reach the market and in what manner we have to maintain our stability in the market. Customer acquisition means how to maintain our customer adding of customers. In some books it may be written as the adding of customers or inviting customers. This is another simple customer acquisition also. Here sales training and development, as we had discussed in the previous class. Sales technology and tools. Here sales technology, what is meant by the technology? As in previously I gave some example regarding respect of the restaurants. They are giving some technology they are using. In what way? There are after suppose as we in the condition of the previous example, we said that restaurant. At the end, while you are going to leave that, they gave a small gift to us. This is one type of tool to maximize the sales. Here, technology sales technology. Let me come to next one. Types of sales organizations. Sales organizations are structured in various ways depending on the size of the company, the nature of the products or services. Look at that. Sales organizations are structured in various ways depending on the size of the company. Means what is the size of the company? Here size means the production what they are doing, in what area they are doing the business, the nature of the products or services, and the target markets, types, sales organization structures can broadly be categorized into several models. You see, types of sales organizations means the organization. It is not a in depth of the point. We can easily understand. Suppose you see, the product selling of pesticides is quite different to the food products. FMCG, fast moving consumer goods. Look at that, based on the manufacturing or depend on the product, the organizations are classified. We go for another. Functional sales organization. In these sales organizations, sales department is dividing based on the functions of the task. For example, there might be separate teams for inside sales, outside sales, customer services. Inside sales means in shop. Outside sales means market research, customer service. This is the after sales service. Each team focus on on specific aspects. You see, in Henry Cavill principles of management, the first principle is division of work. Here, the division of work they are maintaining. Product-based sales organization. This type of organization is structured around the product basis offers. Each product or product categories has its own dedicated sales team responsible for selling and promoting those particular offerings. We can find these people, this type of people in different types of shopping malls. They assign some products. The some people are approaching us. Sir, this is the product we are using. Suppose Continental Coffee. They coming to us. Sir, this is the Continental Coffee. They are introduced. This is the offer. Sir, buy one get one offer. Sir, like that they are introducing. Means They are intended to sell the product of the continental coffee product only, but they are not bothering about remaining products because the salesman is assigned the specific product only. Next, market-based sales organization. Market-based sales organizations, look at the organization, the sales force according to the specific market segmentation. Here, segment means division or customer groups, different teams or individual focus on distinct markets such as geographical region, industries, or customer demographics. You see, market-based sales organization easily we can understand market based where the product is. You see, some products have good demand in some areas. In some areas they have no good demand. What in what way we have to maximize the sales? Look at that next one, geographical sales organization. Geographical means territorial division based on the salesperson team responsible, allowing them to understand the cater to the unique needs and characteristics of that area. Some products have not apply. Suppose Tesla car is introducing in India. Why they are coming to? This is called geographical sales organizations. They is coming to the in India and they are going to sell the products. Why they are even in India? There are a number of manufacturers are manufacturing their cars, but the Tesla company why they are entering into the market means in our Indian products, Indian cars, manufactured cars, or some Hyundai company and South Korea they are importing. We are using the cars what the features is not attained, not satisfied by the customer, they are possessed or adopted in the Tesla. Next, customer based sales organizations means the three might be separate firms, small business enterprise, small businesses, enterprise client, retail customers. Hence that wholesale, retailer like that. Each team is specialized in servicing the needs and designated customer base. Matrix sales organizations. Because based on the skill and experience, products or marketers. This structure is often managed, flexible and responsible to changing market conditions. Marketing sales organizations means elements of both functions. Next, hybrid sales organizations. This hybrid sales organization combines elements of department structures based on the company needs, for example, inside sales, outside sales organizations. Selling process, seven steps in selling process, prospecting, preparing for approach, presentations, handling objections, closing and call. Prospecting 7 steps on to how to reach the customer.